we these are crazy times. It's a crazy world, and I hope that that's something that resonates with people who aren't fathers or aren't parents, and that it's really about loss of control and the things we do to try and regain that control, however misguided they might be.
So, thanks so much for joining me today. I've got pizza talking about Descendant, which comes to select theaters on August 8th, 2025, and nationwide and on demand on August 15th, 2025. It is a tense, like horror drama that deals with both like aliens and family, and how those intersect is kind of a big aspect of the show. It deals with, like a man trying to like provide for his family, but also dealing with his own mental health and past traumas. It is a very interesting film. It is a kind of suspenseful film and also super mysterious. Even at the end, I was like not 100% sure what happened, but I enjoyed the ride, so I'm very excited to talk to you. Thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, it was such an interesting film. Like I didn't really know what to expect. Given the poster, I was like, okay, there's gonna be aliens, but there's so much more in this movie. What trauma were you unpacking when you were creating this movie, when you were trying to write this script? What the horrible thing in your childhood or your adulthood were you trying to like work through?
Well, I had a great childhood actually. Believe it or not, I don't have childhood drama or trauma. I What I do have is anxiety, and I've had it for forever. And I wrote this at the beginning of COVID lockdown. That's when I started to write this. So that very much informed the tone and the mood, and the mental downward spiral of Ross's character, and as a parent myself, this need to take care of your kids during these crazy uncertain times, and so that all kind of bled into that.
Well, I hope that your anxiety is better, but I don't really know. It doesn't. I don't know if we're actually better off now than we were in COVID. So it's different types of anxiety now, I think.
Yeah, it's more manageable, you know?
Yeah.
I got therapy for the first time. I had resisted it like a lot of dudes, for a long time, and that was helpful, and the script, honestly, was very healing, just the process of writing it and getting through it, so, I'm managing, we're all just doing our best.
Trying to live our lives. Did you get breathing exercises from your therapist? Did that make it from was that from your personal
Yeah,
experience?
that was a little bit of that, where I was like, "Isn't there just, like, a pill that just, like, makes my head right?" 'Cause, yeah, so but the breathing does help, and just kind of slowing things down, and we these are crazy times. It's a crazy world, and I hope that that's something that resonates with people who aren't fathers or aren't parents, and that it's really about loss of control and the things we do to try and regain that control, however misguided they might be.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you talked about that because I was wondering, like, as I was watching this movie, I'm like, this could just be a normal kind of like coming of age, fatherhood type drama, family drama. The aliens are an interesting piece to like give you some mystery and kind of jumpstart that process. But I was wondering, was this always going to be some sort of like story involving aliens, or did this start as just kind of like you working through your own anxiety and they're like, oh, maybe I could add some other vehicles here to make it a little bit more sci-fi, a little more supernatural?
No, it was always aliens. And my big question, after hearing abduction stories and reading about them, was what goes through your head during an alien abduction? And that's really what this is what go and what are they finding up there? It's an intergalactic, therapy session essentially.
Oh yeah, if you see the film, you'll see apparently probes go through your head during an alien abduction. So
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
so I was very inspired by Jacob's Ladder,
Mhm.
playing with, the reality and bending that and seeing, what's real, what's not. And so that more than anything, I know I'll get, the Fire in the Sky is a comparison because it's an abduction story. But I think Take Shelter and Jacob's Ladder were the two bigger inspirations for me.
Yeah, no, definitely. I love kind of like the mystery of this and the mystery of those. So I love seeing Sarah Bolger. I'm a big fan of her, and then I love seeing Ross as well. How did you get them both involved in this movie? Had you worked with them before, or was this just normal like casting call?
No, it was not. We know through my producers, through the Rustic guys. They know Ross and Sarah, and we were able to get the script directly to them, which speeds things up tremendously when you can get the script to an actor.
Yeah, that's amazing. Was this during COVID, like during lockdown, or was this like after the fact, after everything had opened up, and you still wanted to
We
make this movie?
we were opening up. Let's see. Yeah, it was things. Yeah, by the time we started to get it out there, things had opened up. It was like towards the end of or middle of 2021 where things were opening up a bit, and the script we felt like was in good shape to try and get some actors involved. And then it was a long process, getting financing, and then the movie was shut down for a year, and then it came back, and so here we are finally.
Oh, thankfully that it got done because this is a special film. I really love the subtle effects here. I see a lot of indie movies. Sometimes indie directors try to go a little bit bigger than I think what their budget can handle. I loved how everything was like. There were definitely effects here, but it didn't ever overpower the scene. It didn't ever like pull you out of it. Was that always a goal for you? Did you have ideas of something bigger and the budget brought it down? Or did you always want to make something that was maybe a little bit more grounded in, for lack of a better word, reality?
No, I mean, I wrote this as a rustic film, knowing that what those guys are capable of and pulling off, and what we could do with a budget. And Aaron Moorhead, one of my producers, also part of the Benson and Moorhead team, he did the VFX for this, and so working closely with him. But yeah, I knew I wanted to keep it minimal because yeah, when you have financial constraints, budget constraints, you got to stay within your means, work within your means. And if you try to do something more than that, it's not going to look good. And so, a lot of it is in what's unseen, and we hit a lot of things because, and I think that's actually a bonus because what's unseen is often more frightening than what you see. So I actually don't mind those constraints.
Yeah, no, for sure. Going back to the anxiety, I always have anxiety for things that I haven't actually started, and it's usually the like getting started that is the bigger issue. Then once you start, you're like, okay, now I have a plan. It's like, so it definitely helps to like up the tension when you don't actually see what's going on.
Right, totally.
I saw in the end of the credits, I think it said in memory of Peter Russell. Do you want to talk about who this person was and why
Yeah,
this?
he was great. He taught me everything I know about screenwriting. He was my professor at I did UCLA Extension many years ago, writing program, and he was my script consultant on this, and really helped me shape the story. And sadly, he passed away suddenly right before we were supposed to have our last Zoom call on notes.
Oh
And
wow.
yeah, it was devastating. His videos are still available online. How Movies Work was his company. I think he was a consultant, a private consultant. But if you looked up Peter Russell, on YouTube, he has the best videos on screenwriting that you can find, and really breaking everything down. And yeah, better than any book I think you could find on screenwriting.
That's awesome. Check it out. I was gonna make a US UCLA joke there, but that was a beautiful, eulogy for him. So yeah, I'm sorry that he passed so quickly and was able to see the final product. I'm sure he'd be very
Yeah,
proud of you.
yeah. I wish he could see it. He'd be proud.
Yeah. So I know we have a limited time. I'm gonna switch to a lightning round. There's just lightweight questions about the film. Want to see how your personal experiences map to things in the movie. Feel free to skip any of them. I won't be offended, but I try to keep them very answerable.
Okay.
First question. An injury is key here. Have you ever been seriously injured doing some sort of home repair?
Seriously, no.
I mean, we've all been injured doing home repairs where we thought we
Yeah.
could handle it, but yeah. Okay, that's good. Good. No, there's always time, right? Maybe you'll get some sort of like superpowers. Maybe you'll get some insight from that. Who knows?
Who knows?
There was also an MRI in this movie. Have you ever had an MRI?
No, I'm terrified of them.
Perfect. Um, Sean gets like artistic abilities from an event that happened. Are you artistic? Do you draw? Do you paint? I mean, I know making movies is an art, but I guess
Right.
more like classical art.
I was a graphic design major. I was an art major, but I cannot draw. And I wrote that into it because Katie Simon, our production designer, is that those are all her drawings, and
Oh wow.
I knew how phenomenal she was. So I there so basically I cast her skill set in that because with sudden savant syndrome it could be piano playing, it could be any sort of creative art form. But I knew I wanted to do the drawings, and I knew I wanted her on board.
I can't play the piano. I can't draw. Maybe I should start hitting my head and see if something happens. That was those are impressive. That was a great use of her work.
Yeah, she's great.
Um, an alarm is very key in this movie. Do you have an alarm in your house?
Yes.
Right. Good.
Yeah.
Smart answer. Yes. Public video. Yes, of course. Always armed. Always ready to go.
Vicious attack dog too.
Beautiful. There's also, it's an alien story. Have you ever seen anything strange in the night sky? Anything kind of unexplained?
No, but I really want to.
No, I think we all do. I mean, to be fair, in LA, you can't really see much of the night sky anyways, but
That's true. That's true.
maybe, well, again, maybe next time, pair it with a home repair. Maybe you'll kill two birds with one stone.
I just don't want to fall off the roof.
And the last question, it's an alien, story. Do you believe that there is something else out there, that there is, something out in the universe?
I believe there is so much we do not understand about our existence and the universe around us.
That's a good answer. And yeah, agree. We've always kind of like assume that we know everything, but there's
We
so much we don't know.
we know nothing.
We know nothing, John Stone. So the movie is coming to select theaters on August 8th, 2025, and then nationwide and on demand on August 15th, 2025. You're out promoting the film, getting the word out. But after people see Descendant, is there anything else they can look forward from you? Anything you have on the horizon?
Not yet. I've got a script making the rounds right now that I'm trying to get set up. So it'll be a minute, but it's a crime comedy, different tone, but should be a lot of fun, and hopefully I can have some news on that soon.
Well, I enjoyed your take on an induction story, so I'm sure I'll enjoy a crime comedy. But while you wait for that, make sure to check out Descendant. This is Peter Cilella. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. It was a lot of fun.